And welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the delay, but we're jumping into map number 2 here. It's Anubis, the map pick of Movistar Riders. What can they show us on this brand spanking new map?
Yeah, this is pretty cool, right? It's, we've got nothing to really go off of. But Amanek is getting incredibly aggressive towards Movistar Riders. It's a little bit messy now on the spray, so he needs to kind of retreat, needs to back up, trying to bait in Afro. Amanek even finds the opener.
Yeah, Afro's bait not even needed yet, and it's about to be rewarded. The bomb even dropping into his grasp, although with Amanek going now, Afro is on an island, and he is sunk. Martinez with a double. Gravity rotates over, Snobbling not that far away. Movistar don't have to commit. They've picked up the bomb, and they're in a 3v3. The thing with Anubis is it's a lot of ground to rotate back through T and through mid. So it gets a little bit tricky if you want to rotate all the way around. Instead, they're just going to be holding at the moment, seeing if LDLC overstep the mark, which at the moment doesn't look like they will.
Smoke lined up for the window. Molotov dropping in as well for Lexek. Gravity still stuck in behind the bomb site. It's got a little way to maneuver, but can call in support as well from Snoblin. Important gunfight. Gravity can now just tuck in. That's the bomb completely isolated. Movistar Riders losing player after player. HP bars trickling down low. Mopos 11 HP. Very tough situation with 20 seconds left. Has to try and isolate one of these two fights, but Brooksy ends it all. LDLC, a really good pistol, and I really like the way that they just took control over towards A main.
Yeah, it was quite cool. Amanek just going for that aggressive peek. And here, I actually felt like he maybe wasn't quite as familiar with the timings because he swung out wide, not ready for a player to be that far progressed, but he was able to adjust anyway. It's a prolonged fight, but he comes out ahead, and then Afro is baited in. It's a really nice setup on the pistol round. Obviously works out because Movistar are putting that presence towards A early. So maybe LDLC have spent a bit of time in Anubis. That was the big question for me as to whether they'd really put any hours in for such a limited time with Afro in the squad and with this map in the pool. Seems like they've done their homework. Get a nice opening kill here. Amanek, a bit of a famous player on SMGs, gets 2 with the MP9. So they're doing a lot of damage here, actually, considering Movistar haven't invested anything.
Yeah, well, Movistar equally have got a couple of kills. I feel like hot take. Anubis, I think shotguns are better than SMGs.
That's hot.
It is. But, look, I feel like there's all these little close angles you can play with. I feel like if you get an XM, I don't know. I think it's just better.
You try retaking that A site with an XM and then maybe come back to your point. Right. That just seems like going to be tricky. But I guess that's the same situation on Nuke, right? When you have to retake B if you're that hut player. So, all right. Well, we'll see if shotguns evolve into the meta, Brandon, and you'll be maybe the man that made it happen.
I hope so. I'll keep pushing the narrative. See if people listen. Probably not. Bonus here for LDLC as Movistar Riders do upgrade themselves in towards AKs. Very passive. An instant smoke's being deployed in towards the waters. Alex trying to secure control in towards mid. But LDLC, they really want this piece of map control.
They've now rotated that second mid player over towards A, and, well, the first one taking the contacts, also brought down low, but Alex has managed to get up very close. Afro removed. And this now leaves a big avenue in the middle of the map that Movistar can exploit. Forces Brooksy to rotate back through, and a smoke is in fact going to block his vision. The response then from the A players is to push on through. Davide chucked on in, Amanek clearing it, but not quite fully. Can still adjust though. And once again, the bomb dropped into their hands, but Mopos a quick kill. Now gives them the advantage. Brooksy rotating on over. Alex walking on up. Duel about to take place, and Alex comes out ahead.
Yeah, I actually really like that reaction from LDLC. They get a couple of kills by pushing A main because the pressure is applied in towards middle from Movistar. But off the back of getting them, they try and force the issue furthermore. They try and make sure that no one's actually coming back through. but there's a second wave of players. Second wave of Movistar riders just waiting in the wings. And unfortunately for LDLC, it just completely falls apart.
I'm interested to see, because we haven't seen a lot of Anubis at the pro level, right? So it's, you know, it's not been out that long. And early on in this map, we've seen a lot of presence over towards A. Early on, it feels like where they've been putting a lot of pressure. It felt like initially when this map came out that B was going to be the kind of big hit, right? A lot of focus there, but this one's so far evolving towards A.
It really is interesting just analyzing these games as it's happening in real time, because the mid pressure from some of the games that I've seen has been a little bit redundant. Hasn't really been useful, but Movistar play that one to perfection. Run boost to try and set up a peak in towards water from the B side of the map, but Afro actually bails out of there. Look at this investment, by the way. LDLC have thrown everything into round number 4. They've got 2 5.7s, trying to support a couple of M4s and an AWP.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can get out this buy, you may as well. 5.7s can do a lot of work at those close angles, as you mentioned, and we see it right here. Almost 2 kills for Gravity. It's a huge amount of impact with just the pistol. That sent Afro scrambling over towards A. Wants to reinforce it. Amanek with the 5.7, the only defender over here. And it does look like Movistar want to put the presence over here. Brooksy taking control in towards mid, though. This flank could be huge if he can catch the timing. He's a little far back at the moment. Afro and Amanek, they're the ones in charge of the defense. Amanek getting up on close with the 5.7, ready for them to swing out. Nice headshot, drops the first. Even puts himself up the AK, able to adjust for a follow-up kill. Afro drops both coming through A main, and it is locked down for LDLC.
That's really well played. Just as you were mentioning, getting the pistols up close, being the first port of call. It's smart in 2 regards. Firstly, up close, they can definitely crack the skulls of some of the Movistar Riders players. But secondly, even if they fall, it's not the end of the world, because then your rifles take the second contact. Not even required. Really well played round, and that immediately puts Movistar Riders back on the kind of the ecos, the partial investments.
Well, now Afro gets his chance at this angle. Mompos has gotten up close here, but it shouldn't be an issue. Although he misses the quick shot. Mompos actually managed to take him down with that Glock. The lack of head armor making it a little bit easier. So the AWP can't be recovered. Soblin's going to make sure of that. Him picking it up into his own hands. Good lock in. Oh, falls back at an inopportune time. Now he's pinstalled in, but has Brooksy here to deal with it anyway. And okay, hold up. Alex has gotten into a funky position. The P250 needed to connect to the head, and that was the only real way they have any way of doing anything into this round.
I could be a bit thick, but I'm trying to work out where that CT smoke came from in water, because it provided such a lovely one-way for the rifle to do really good work over the top. And it also isolated the gunfights. I don't know if that was dribbled on by one of the players.
I think it came in from dark. I think that was the rifle that threw it. I definitely saw him throw something.
That makes more sense. I thought it was Big Brain if it kind of came over the top and landed. I thought that was about to be a meta-defining smoke. But if it was dribbled in, makes more sense.
That's one of the cool things about Anubis, right? It's got a massive open skybox.
Exactly.
Like, some of these smokes and Molotovs and things people have been throwing are really cool.
Yeah, gonna have to forgive me this map for if I see something cool and I just start like nerding out over it.
Like
okay, yeah, it's thrown by Snoblin. There we go.
Okay, that's a
great
one.
smoke. Yeah, that's really nice.
He wants to use it. Getting up close. 3 players on B. So LDLC have taken the initiative to now reinforce this side of the map, despite Movistar not putting presence over there, and perhaps that's just trying to fake them out and be in the right place.
Yeah, that's good as well, because that acts as a natural deterrent, because typically T-sides want to get up to dark really quickly and try and walk through their instant smoke to catch a time in. That kind of mitigates that. Look at this smoke thrown in by Alex. That's going to land on towards the temple side. Mopos, meanwhile, taking space in towards dark. Afro walking ahead. The free fire not quite connecting. And 2 players are standing strong in towards middle, trying to hold Movistar back.
That was a cool setup. They had a bit of an anti-flash play being set up there with Afro taking first contact. WG's just walked in towards A, but Amanek tucked in from the heavens, heard everything here. Stars has found the opening though, and WG actually manages to catch off Gravity. Amanek baits his teammate a little bit there. Maybe a miscommunication in terms of the positioning because he just sat there and Gravity hadn't overstepped the mark. That might have been a pathway through, and this is now getting a little bit overcomplicated for Movistar. They've lost another player going for a lurk play. Now they're committing in towards the A bomb site. Bomb makes its way over, and they're out of utility. They just have to try and take these fights while the bomb gets planted. Martinez, he comes out ahead against Amanek.
Yeah, but look at Brooksy. Martinez, he's holding for him. So that's the flank dealt with. More often than not as well, what you are going to see on the CT side are flanks on flanks, especially because the bomb sites are so open-ended. Afro tries his best, but there's too many angles to try and deal with, especially in a 1 versus 3. We'll be better placed just to hold on to the AWP into the next.
Yeah, great first round for Martinez on the AWP as well. Once into that 3-on-3, they had no utility, as mentioned, as they went into that A site, but LDLC were a little bit worried because that contact from Salsor just walking on towards B, they weren't quite sure where it was finishing, and that enabled Movistar just to walk onto the site, get the bomb down, and set Martinez up in that post plant where he thrives with that AWP. We saw him get 2 kills there, which ended the round.
Yeah, nice heads-up play to make sure that flank wasn't a threat. Rebuy in, we get another gun round on the cards, though. It's gonna, again, with Anubis, take a while to develop and figure out whether this is T or CT sided. My initial reaction is T, however, I think it depends on team to team. Boost up now for Afro. Don't quite get to see him peek onto it just yet, but that's sharp. It's just a little variation that's going to catch people off guard.
Yeah, teams innovating early. Afro not spotting anything initially on this, and oh, nice utility is actually going to flush them back. All this mid utility throwing through, but that's not where the commitment is coming. Amanek is about to be under a lot of pressure. 5 Ts on the other side. Rotation comes through from Gravity. Then charging on through. Amanek close quarters, only gets the dink, but Gravity's there for a kill and a half. That smoke in towards windows. It's going to be tricky if they do want to fight their way through, and with 3 rifles and the investment as it is, it might just be the save call.
That's a really tight time in there. Oh, Sasso. Speaking of, I think he will find Afro. Right here, yeah. And immediately after that kill, the call's going to be for LDLC to back off. But it looked like Gravity was holding a flash to force Amanek forward. It was going to land behind, kind of in the fountains, just as Movistar Riders are about to push the issue. But Movistar Riders went a second earlier than LDLC were anticipating, and as a result, Amanek gets completely caught off guard.
He had a really nice position as well, just playing close up towards the smoke. So much damage there. We see that on Inferno a lot, right? Up towards the B site where players play up towards the smoke. And if you do go for a flash play where you just try and force the issue, player in that position could do so much damage. But he really needed to get that initial kill. That would have been a completely different round at that stage if he had. Such is Counter-Strike. Movistar, 3 rounds now to their name. Good position to continue because it's just going to be these 2 rifles for Snobbling and Brooksy that are the only things that LDLC will have into this round outside of a HE in the hands of Amanek.
Oh dear. Oh, that's not ideal. Gravity just gets domed through the smoke. And Alex takes the space. This is aggressive in towards mid. It's really interesting, you're right, as you mentioned, just to see the different responses from Movistar Riders. Heavy prioritization into both mid and A. I feel like one of the reasons why you can do these A splits effectively is because you can throw utility safely. And also, you can do a complete util set combination. A smoke, molly, flash from the exact same spot in the waters. That makes it a little bit more efficient. And not to mention the fact that the A bomb site is quite open. So you can quite easily clear all these corners and you can funnel in 2 players just round the corner for quick trade spacing.
Well, Movistar on their map pick, now getting into the swing of things. Nice clean round here on the 8th. Not losing a single player as well. Ideal. Yeah, the A site's interesting, right? Because the setup we normally see is 2-2-1. 2 players in towards mid because of that fast rotation back in towards glass. And then for the A play, all they really have to focus on is that narrow choke point. You can see in the pistol round and also in, I think it was like 3rd or 4th round, LDLC took the initiative to actually fight out of there just because it's such a narrow choke point that if you are taking assertive control there, there's just no way to get in on the T side. Whereas if you're playing that more passive position, you allow the Ts to set up their utility and take that control, push out towards that platform, the raised fountain-esque position.
Yeah.
I've been calling it plat. I don't know what everyone else calls it. But if you can get out to that on the T side, it feels like that side is essentially yours.
Oh, Afro, that looked dead on. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it means that Mopos can gain a lot of ground. Good nade will do significant damage, leaving him a little bit more vulnerable. Sassol is just here, making sure that no one pushes B main out of LDLC. And maybe we will get this push again, right? Doubling up. Gravity, Amanek. It might be a bait and switch on the fountain.
Nice passage. Sassol is accounted for, but he comes out ahead against Brooksy. So now he can just be a total pain over towards B. And Movi have plenty of time to work with. Look how open mid is. Mopos wants a piece of it. Gonna walk on through. Amanek does do a WG, but Martinez an immediate response again. CT is pushing out through B main and being punished for it. Now this mid presence is noted. Gravity comes back at a good time. Movistar has slowed down a little bit, but they are committing to it.
Look at Amanek. Look at how much ground he's gained out towards A. Gravity tries to go up and over the smoke, but it doesn't work out. Alex punishes him. And now it's a wrap. This time, more in towards Temple and towards this B bomb site. Snoblin tucked in on that close corner. But Amanek is here as well. But the issue you've got is that Mopos the entire time has just cleared A. So Movistar Riders, their attention diverts over here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect thing to do in a 2v4, right? You know that the CTs are most likely going to put both their players on the same side. Amanek can manage to push through. You knew that was open, so that the opportunity is there for him to make it towards B. So all you need to do is send out one of your players to go on a scouting mission, find an empty site, and if they run into the 2 players, well, you just go to the other one, and all you've done is sacrifice 1 player. You still have the advantage. So Movistar play it by the books and are rewarded. With the 5th round, they're going to be taking the lead on the T side of their map pick.
This looks strong as well. Movistar Riders look really disciplined in how they want to execute their default. It's really utilizing and leveraging space in towards middle that's conceded by the utility on other areas of the map. And where the map is so new and people are still trying to figure out the timings, and there will be these big pockets of space that Movistar Riders are really exploiting, and by directing all their attention in towards middle, in towards the later stages of the round, it allows them to really piece these executes together. You often think that mid splits are quite dangerous on the T side because it takes a long time, especially if you're going around towards B, but Movistar really making the best of it.
Afro, though, making the best of that smoke, peeks on through and removes Mopos. Finally, after a few rounds of going for that fight, he comes out ahead. And I like this angle from Gravity. The only issue is, look at where Alex is. If he decides to peek through double doors, you are in for a bad time. But Martinez takes the initial fight. He's the one removed. Now Gravity repositioning. Alex picks up the bomb. He's actually going to tuck in. Potential to get a kill here, but if he goes down, that could just be the round right there. He is rewarded. Afro tries to lock him in. The flashbang, though, does blind him. I think he knows Alex is still here, but the smoke completely obscures his vision.
He's got the support as well from Sassol. Another smoke flashbang. They're thinking about going through. Instead, it's just for information until Sassol crosses. He's right on his right. Afro dealt with. That's naughty. That's quite tricky. Amanek with the second AWP will answer back. But now needs to be a little bit careful. See, it's jumping around with the MP9. The spray cannot quite convert. LDLC, they'll win another and they'll save both snipers.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Despite some heroics there, I mean, it was just really well positioned from LDLC and towards mid. That boost up from Gravity just gets him that first kill, sort of sets them up into a bit of disarray. Alex collects the bomb, and then he's kind of stuck in there, and then they're trying to push through, and it all gets a little bit awkward. But Afro goes down, you think maybe there's an opportunity here, but that's second AWP, which I think we're going to see a lot on the CT side of Anubis because of exactly what we just saw there. You've normally got a solo player over towards A. There's so many long angles, so many different ways you can play it with an AWP that if you've got a player like Amanek, who is known as a good secondary AWPer, it's the perfect setup for him.
Interesting as well. LDLC aren't electing to throw. There's a smoke you can do out of spawn that lands on the stairs to block off players that are trying to peek dark. And it also allows the likes of Amanek and Gravity to then push A and try and lock off that area. They're not really utilizing that at all. Instead, they're going for the different variation where Snoblin's default is to always put down that smoke in towards dark and water. So it's kind of reverse engineering the expected default. And it hasn't really caught Movistar off too much. Maybe this boost will again this time. However, there's no early presence in mid.
Amanek instead might be the sniper that gets the first call up. Well, actually, Martinez was, but he goes wanting, snobbling, using that smoke that he's been playing with again and again. That's definitely going to become a staple of the meta. That just gives you so much to work with for the CTs, because that's such a difficult angle to peek into on the CT side. That being able to play around the one-way just opens up so many more opportunities for you and just makes the T side feel a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, and off the back of securing that map control, not really feeling any resistance, LDLC think they've got the read initially. But here comes that mid presence. Here's what we've been talking about. Another boost being employed, but Snoblin actually is quite loud about his dismount. Movistar Riders begin to sneak through the double doors yet again. With the utility raining down on A, is it going to be a split to A? Looks like it with this smoke.
Support utility for mid being thrown from outside A. That's the way this map is set up. It's quite fun. Amanek and Gravity now the ones under pressure. Tucked in towards the site. Gravity likely to take first contact here, playing around the side here, but Afro is rotated on over. He's the one that strikes first, can't quite connect the second shot, but that's where Amanek and Gravity swing out. So many players from LDLC in all of the right positions, and Movistar, they are funneled into the firing line.
Yeah, that's pretty good communication as well from Afro, because he says to Gravity, don't peek, I can take first contact, and then he can swing on. And that's exactly what happens. LDLC completely collapse onto Movistar Riders, who it's similar shades of Nuke right now, Lucy. It feels like this is their default. This is how Movistar Riders want to play. It's very telegraphed at the moment. They've not really done anything to shake up the attack. There's been no variation over the last few, and LDLC are starting to realise what's going on.
Well, Afro doesn't even get a chance to fire it off. Martinez just peeks right into him. That default mid position, ready for... Nice nade from Snobbling, but is he prepared for an actual player to be there? Looks like he had a bit of an idea of it, and at least Brooksy is there for the trade. Movistar do have an extra player, and this time, finally a B hit. All four of Movistar are over here. They have a couple of smokes to work with. Gravity is on a deadly flank, and there are two players in the site.
Martinez is holding for him. They're waiting. I think they're expecting this contact. No, Martinez has turned around. He's lining up utility. Surely Gravity will hear the jump, and that'll be his signal to go.
He just needs to catch the right timing here. And there it is. First kill. Swings out for more. Maybe a little bit too eager there because he goes down. And Movistar don't have to commit to this. They have 45 seconds left. And they know that they can now back off because that flank has been dealt with. They are indeed going to reposition. You think maybe he gets that kill and just falls back, just stays as that presence in the back lines. That would have been the winning move. Instead now, the initiative is placed onto Brooksy, who's walking on through. Peeking into the mid window, spots out the first. A nice headshot onto Davy G. Martinez trades out immediately. Bomb picked up. They go to the A site, then they're all in the clear. If they go to B, they're walking straight into Amanek, and he strikes with the AWP. Repositions. Martinez now has to fight his way out with such little time, and Amanek is sitting on the obelisk, ready for him, but the no-scope from Martinez, that is criminal.
That's not allowed. LDLC. Oh my goodness me. Amanek has the right read again, but Movistar Riders, it's a moment of brilliance from Martinez. Gets them continually in this game. That was really nice. And suddenly, LDLC, they are on the back foot because, yes, they can invest in, but the bank balances, they're incredibly low. Movistar Riders, a real opportunity to try and break them.
It's insane how Martinez pulls off these plays in these very undesirable positions. Speaking of undesirable, Brooksy, he's flushed out with the flames. Alex also deals with snobbling, so a fast hit onto B, and they haven't even committed to it yet, just cleared out 2 players, and Gravity on the flank can't quite connect the shot with the FAMAS. Alex is brought down so low. Now it's a little bit weird, because Movistar haven't committed, but they know that their backline is being held.
Yeah, so as a result, you've now got Davy G being called back away from A. This whole time, LDLC have got no information that there could be, oh, really anyone. But because of Gravity's initial contact, they're just making the read. But now there's doubt. It's a complete mess. And by Movistar Riders just pumping the brakes, they're going to have a completely empty bomb site.
I mean, so it's the right read in a 3v5 to more heavily enforce one site. We see it a lot on maps like Inferno and Anubis. Well, it looks like it's going to be the same, at least for this round. So at least LDLC will live to fight another day with all the weaponry. And Moffy, get this one for free, and that was a chaotic round. Considering they got those 2 opening kills, they could have just committed onto the B side immediately off that, and he just held for so long. There was almost that opportunity for the flank to come through and just absolutely devastate them, but the shots don't connect, and the patience is rewarded.
Yeah, it's a very important save for LDLC as well. And there we go. There's that variation. I was kind of hinting to a few rounds ago. Movistar, they've actually elected to go towards B this time. LDLC, their reaction so far has actually been really good. The fact that they've been prioritizing taking mid control, fighting for it, ensuring that Movistar can't really rotate there. You would have thought would have been working, but no. Instead, Movistar Riders, they're overcoming the hurdles. They're building on the T side of their map pick, no less. Feels like Brooksy can buy, but he won't have any utility unless he gets a FAMAS. Gravity could drop one. It still does not feel ideal.
Yeah. Yeah, they decide they want to have the full buy for the follow-up for that final round of play. So they're just going to have their 3 rifles and a Desert Eagle for Brooksy. Afro with the AWP. He wants to take the initiative, playing around the side of the smoke, not spotting anybody. Movistar trying to avoid him, and in fact, they might take a peek from the left side, and there it is. Mopoz ready for that position. Feels like Afro maybe playing a lot of the default positions on Anubis, which can't blame him because it's so new, but Movistar obviously have been practicing this. They know all the defaults, and they know exactly how to pre-aim them.
Throwing the AWP out, but not quite. Gravity will at least find that trade. Alex now starts to work mid, but that's where Amanek will strike. Player advantage back in LDLC's favor.
Look at Salsol accelerating towards A. Just wants to find... Sorry, Davy G just wants to find if it's open. And he has found it open. Has walked all the way through. There was an empty flash thrown in front, but he doesn't respect it. Walks through, and now the team can just rotate on over. They can throw their utility in. And at least they're going to have this forward position. G throwing through the Molotov in towards glass just to flush that one out. There is going to be a quick flank, but it's being held for. The bomb gets planted. Martinez gets the leg. Tops to the P250 as the flames come forward, and Amanek shooting on through does bring him low, but the kills come through for the T's. Gravity and Snobbling now have to pull this one off, and Snobbling has no armor and an AWP. WG makes quick work of him. Gravity removing Salsol, knows that Martinez is low, and there's potentially an avenue through here. Hits the shot, can't quite connect the second. Does a lot of damage to HE over the top. doesn't remove Davy, but it's not planted for him, and he's just sticking the defuse. His butt's sticking out, but it comes through. He steals it away.
How on earth does he get that? That is milliseconds. I thought Davy had it. No way. There is no shot LDLC have stolen that round away from Movistar.
A 1v3. Unbelievable.
I'm in shock. I'm in absolute disbelief. No wonder a pause has been called. Wow. When the grenade doesn't land, you think, oh, look, it's a really nice try. You even jumped. You baited out both of the AWP shots, but it's just not enough. But it, oh my goodness me, it is.
What a way to even things out. All right. Anubis is delivering. This is exciting. That was well played from Movistar to get themselves into that position. That was a 3v4 after all that chaos early on, and getting that open bomb site, just Davy disrespecting and just charging on through was really well played. But yeah, can't handle the clutch. 1v3.
Wow.
Disgusting.
That's highlight worthy. Movistar looking to maybe change a bit of pace. As soon as I say that, though, the bomb's in spawn. Snoblin's up to his old antics. And Mopos knows what's going on, but just can't quite see the player. Doesn't also want to reveal his position. Martinez holding the sliver of the smoke on the fade. And by that point, Snoblin's completely escaped.
Well, it's just going to creep on through. There's a distraction out through B main. It draws his attention. That's maybe a bit of a miscom, or at least not so much familiarity. He's not really in charge of holding out towards main. Didn't need to peek off it, but at least Brooksy gets that one back in response, putting it back to the 4-on-4. And it's a 2-2 split here. Mid is open, and Alex has exploited that.
Yeah, this is troublesome now. Because Afro needs to go and hold. Brooksy now feels a little bit more uncomfortable, but it's all a little bit of a fake. Because Alex doesn't want to be that player in the back lines, but his sheer feign and presence alone is going to weaken the defense because of Afro's reposition. 30 seconds left. Gravity clears out A. Amanet can now start to walk, but he's so worried about the back flank.
Gravity gets that kill. That's huge. Afro now with the AWP swings out for a nice shot. Looking for more. 2 dropped. Bomb as well. All now onto Martinez. 1 versus 3, and he is removed by Afro. LDLC win out the half.
Drama. That's how I'd describe the first half. Unbelievable. Just so many iconic moments taking shape, and now, suddenly, LDLC on this T side, they've got the advantage, and they're going to try and work their way through to a pistol. Instant dark smoke now being deployed, and now creeping their way through the water. Flashbang lined up as well. This is quick. There's only one defender.
Yeah, Movistar are playing their CT side as if they're playing against themselves with such a lean towards A, but only one player over towards B. So this is going to be a 5v5 retake. No damage done. No utility for the T's, though. So a lot for Movi to work with. They've got a kit, they've got a smoke, they've got flashes, 2 smokes, in fact. So plenty to work with. It feels like they were ready for a retake on here. Let's see if they can make it happen. Smoke over towards Dark, flushing out that position. Davigi now taking the contact out with the dual Berettas. Gets 1 kill, but 2, 3 go the way of the T's. Now, Salsol and Martinez trying to find a way through this. The bomb planted out in the open. Martinez, the only one remaining. 1 versus 3 gets that first kill. Nice second, but Amanek there with the immediate trade.
I think that smoke missed. It looked like it landed more towards the left-hand side of the bomb site rather than in the doorway. And as a result, it created a nice little one-way for players that were peeking out towards Dark. And that was Movistar Riders' undoing, unfortunately for them. LDLC with a very good pistol. They've bought up everything ready to go. Same can be said for Movistar Riders. They're looking to invest in, but aggressive nature out towards A side of the map. Could this be a quicker execute? No.
No, that's your answer immediately. It's always good to pose a hypothetical. Alex deals with gravity, maybe getting a little over eager. I think he might have got flashed through that. Snobbling at least able to get one back. So it's not all too bad. Afro, the MP5 on the T side. That's the meta on Anubis if you're watching at home. Make sure you equip the MP5 before you play it.
That's not true.
Your pug teammates will appreciate it.
That's spreading false information, Lucy.
Seeing right here before my eyes, and I am seeing T's fill the feed. Alex on a flank, but it is long. All he's got is that recovered Mac 10. Mompos has a nice line here, but he is smoked off. So a nice line, no more. LDLC, after losing that initial kill, looking comfy to take their 10th.
I actually don't mind the MP5. I call it like the mini M4, and that annoys my teammates normally.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I was already annoyed. I was ready to be annoyed. So yeah, I like it. Okay, all right. Master troll at work. I think the best part about it is the little slap.
It's the noise. Yeah, it's the noise as well. It just doesn't sound like a real gun.
Yeah, it's a bit silly. It's like a little toy gun. Picked up from Poundland. Well, we get to see it maybe get a kill. He's on the hunt. Clearing the wrong angles. Mopoz is holding him, so maybe this MP5 will be... Okay. Just get tagged.
Oh, it was nearly MP denied.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, the MP5 can actually maybe do some work here now. Right, because it's going to be up against Pistoles. We've got Scout out in that Mac 10, but otherwise, Poppy will be playing for the next round, which means that Afro can go up fast and personal, get up in their faces with the MP5, show them that FBI moment.
Early utility in towards middle. No one there for Movistar. Just taking their time now at LDLC, just working the extremities. Molotov in, flashing forward in towards A. They are grouping. It's a pack mentality for all of the Wolves. Sassol will take first contact. And now the rest of the pistols try and come into play. Davigi will actually get a trade, and the Deagle doing significant damage on towards Snoblin.
That big kill comes through. Afro brought down low. Martinez, another no-scope. Fantastic with the scout. Now the man advantage for Movistar. Amanek getting a little bit uncomfortable, trying to peer around this smoke, wants to get something back in their favor. And this might be the way to do it, but not with a shot like that. Brooksy now into the clutch, 1v3. Sitting back, seeing if anyone presents anything. Gonna try a leaf out of Amanek's book. Might meet the same fate. Gets that first kill ready for Mopoz, but Mopoz does not swing. Now Brooksy dropping in the smoke towards Glass. Maybe a little bit of a false sense of security in towards CT. Fakes out the footstep, walks on through, removes Mopoz. Now Martinez, well, he knew exactly where he was, but Martinez is hearing this rotation. Will be in a prime position to catch him, and with such little HP, the USP or a single shot with the scout will do it. He's going to have to go straight for the bomb plant with such little time. Martinez can finish this in a moment. Just going to walk on around, USP in hand. The bomb gets planted, but the round is Movistar's.
Yeah, I think it's actually the correct option there as well for Martinez to, let the bomb go down. Because if he starts running there, there is a chance where he could get Blick headshotted or the round could fall out of favor. Just take the guarantee. Especially if you're in a tight spot like this, he can now bring out the AWP. It's an immediate reply. LDLC can invest, but they choose not to. Gravity's actually partially purchased.
Actually a really tough one to kind of get reset on.
Yeah.
Because Movi were saving for the next, really. This is always going to be a tough one for them, and now they've got everything they want. Martinez with the AWP. I suppose this kid gets more kills with the no scope and like quick shots on weird angles than he does just like traditional AWP shots. So we'll see what he can do this time around. Once again, that flash through. Alex didn't spot it. Turns around at the wrong time, and Gravity's able just to walk on through with the Tech 9 and get to the timing. Is superb, but Davigi on the rotation gets one back, and a prolonged fight comes out ahead for him against Amanek. The T's have found their way into the site. Snobbling getting the bomb down behind the smoke.
That's massive. That's allowed time to come over as well. Guns can be recovered at the very least. Martinez is holding this tight angle. Snobbling round the corner, but actually finds Martinez and the spray onto Davigi. This round has been turned upside down, and Sassol is the last player standing, dealt with by Afro's D. What a recovery for LDLC. And what a round to just get in general. It's Tech 9s. That's all started with just a play out towards B main. Movistar Riders bite down on the bait, and it's to their ultimate demise.
Yeah, I can't believe they pulled that one off, but Gravity just catches the perfect timing there to swing out. It's just as the CT in towards Dark turns away. He's able to get that double with the Tech 9 as all the flashbangs rain on over. And then, I mean, you got to talk about that double from Snobbling, because that 2v3 was still incredibly difficult. He had the AK. Yeah. He had no armor. So that had to be perfect shots. And they were. Two fantastic kills. Afro seals the deal with the Desert Eagle. Now LDLC are back in control. Movistar reset. Gravity disrespecting the smoke once again. I love that Molotov that he threw. He knew that there was space for him to walk through on the other side.
It's by design. It's genius. And again, here comes the bait. Movistar, no idea what's hit them. It's a sucker punch, but Gravity doesn't even get caught on the reload because Amanek's there in support. This is just really well worked. Perfect T-side so far for LDLC.
Yeah, I don't think they were caught off by this pick from Movi. Oh, Tabby G. Okay. That's a couple of nice digs. All he's going to get, but hey, it's damage done. And at this stage of the half, it's good damage to be doing. I don't know if you need to go hunt him. He's just got a Desert Eagle. But tell you what, LDLC, yeah, they've not been caught off guard by this pick from Movistar. It's their first official on this map, the first time playing it. I mean, to be fair, it's only Movistar's second time playing it as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like it's their home map by any stretch, although it does feel like maybe they want to make it potentially one of their home maps, having picked it. LDLC, certainly well-versed.
Yeah, it's exciting seeing teams pick into it and trying to make it theirs as well. We've got the likes of Webster's, Movistar Riders now following suit. Eternal Fire, they've been picking Anubis quite a lot, which is really cool to see. And you can already start to see on both sides of the server defaults starting to be formed. You've got this T-side aggressive flash put in deep. You've also got the Molotov that allows a little bit of wiggle room. The prioritization is that piece of control, because if you lock the CT side out of dark, out of the entire information of water, that is such a threat, and it means that you can't easily just rotate your players. They have to anchor in their spots. And it's similar to what Movistar were doing on the T side. But because there's 2 layers of middle, it's really interesting just to see how the teams approach it.
Well, Movi, only one side on this CT side, and it was that stolen round that they really had no business winning. So now they have to show they can do it when they do have all the tools. Okay, Alex drops himself a smoke into the corner there. But, well, he's not going to be retrieving it because he is removed through a smoke immediately.
It's less than ideal. Sassol now pushing the other extremity, trying to anchor in the position. Brooksy holding for the peak. That is surgical. Martinez dealt with.
It hurts. You're an AWPer, slow peeking out there. You expect to win that every single day of the week, but the headshot angle being held, that is disgusting. One to definitely be watching if you want to play this map, because if Martinez the AWP can go down there, you can take down anyone from that position. Also on the side here can do a lot of damage, but as only one player, the trade was immediate. Gravity had already walked up so deep. This one is done and dusted. Savage, he might not even be able to pick this one up. Okay, he does.
Just about.
But they do know he's there, and you can see immediately, look at those yellow dots on the minimap. They did not want him to hold on to this AWP.
Yeah, this time this is definitely worth hunting. You've got a little bit of economy built up. You know that Movistar are quite frail. Martinez was out here. That's where Brooksy got the kill. And Afro is already scoped in. Cyclops in towards the B side of the map. Shadow advantage for David G, but Afro lands the decisive shot. 13-8. What once was a incredibly close back and forth affair, LDLC are now running away with things.
Yeah, it's going to be feeling good. This momentum on the T side. Mentioned earlier, it's kind of that conversation developing about, you know, what way this map leans. Some people have indicated that it is a bit more T-sided. But that said, the pro level tends to favor the CT side just because of how the meta has evolved. We'll see how this map continues to evolve, but LDLC definitely looking very good on this T side. Only the 1 round drop so far.
This was a lot more passive out of LDLC. They're really waiting. Okay, this is... Did you see that? Sassol's holding a pixel gap. If he sees anyone cross, he can drop a smoke at that exact angle, and it just smokes him. He's completely safe. Brooksy, what is that adjustment? But is he ready for the player in the corner? No, he's not. But what an incredible start to this round. Alex replies with another. It's a 3 versus 3. It's still winnable for Movistar.
Yeah, LDLC need to be a little bit careful here. Sassol hasn't actually dropped that smoke, so he's just tucked in here. Amanek going to be walking up around and is not going to spot him, so another kill goes the way of the CTs. No tradable positions here, but Snobbling. That's a big kill onto Davi G, and that might just be the avenue back through. Sassol brought so low from earlier as well. All onto Mopos, no armor on him either, and he wants to try and catch them off from behind, but he's going to make noise on this drop. By the time he gets there, that bomb will be on the site and planted.
There's a smoke as well that Snobbling can deploy. And in fact, no, he's just going to take the fight. But maybe this does bait in Mopos' position. Although I say that, the angle is being held.
They must have heard something. Oh.
Maybe not.
He was holding it for so long. Now he's planting with so little time left. Mopos swings out. But Snobbling, oh my god, he's just going to go for the fight. There's a chance there for Mopos to steal it, but Snobbling is having none of it. 3 in the round. As LDLC get up to 14.
Even picks up the AWP. And the confidence on Snobbling there, just to go for the wide swing. I mean, he does have limited options there in the clutch. But he definitely could have picked up the bomb, tried to plant it on the other side of the obelisk, but instead decides just to take the fight, wins it out. Mopos caught off guard. LDLC 2 rounds away from winning the series.
It's crazy because they held B main for so long before planting the bomb. I was certain they'd heard the sound cue or something. As soon as he goes to plant, that's when Mopos strikes.
Gravity's going through the smoke again, I think.
That nade is going to be a bit of a warning to him. Smoke comes through. Flash is perfect. Alex completely blinded. Gravity does walk on through, but Alex can adjust. South has found Brooksy as well, so it's 2 kills going the way of Movistar early.
Afro just trying to see smoke thrown in, but that's a good molly. No, it's not. It gets extinguished. Doesn't matter. We're all still learning here. Snoblin has got a nice little gap. Don't think he saw the jump up of Mob Will catch off Alex. There is that boost. Now it's been spotted. Knows that there's 2 players here. Sassol with the swing and actually wins out the gunfight anyway.
Oh, Afro snuck on through and there's maybe an opportunity there, but maybe there still is. But no, too many players. Savage swings on out. And finally, Movistar break the silence. 2 opening kills go their way. And they're able to convert, keeping 3 alive. And keeping their hopes alive in this best of 3.
Yeah, LDLC can still buy though. So, Movistar Riders, they're not out of the woods just yet. This is very difficult because obviously you can't make too many mistakes or you'll be out of the series. At the same time, you can't be winning these rounds by a very slim margin because your economy is not really established. Everything is against Movistar Riders right now. They need to show us why they've specifically picked Anubis.
Again, it's going to be the same setup. Alex completely blinded, this time up close, and Gravity punishes Afro. A nice kill through the smoke. Mopo's under pressure, gets one. Davy G, flying through the mid window, is able to remove Amanek and puts it back into their advantage. Mopo's still in the sight. Davy G tucked in towards Dark. Nobling wants to swing on him, but his shoulder peeks on out. So Afro now into the clutch, looking for this initial fight onto Davy G. Wants to try and take them one by one. And walking on through is going to catch him back turned. And that's now an avenue in towards the A bomb site. Mopo starts to rotate over, but taking his time with it. And in fact, Afro trying to play with them a little bit. Drops that smoke as if he's on the fast run towards A. Now roots back in towards mid.
Hijinks. It's clever if he actually goes through middle as well because there's going to be a time and opportunity. Instead, decides for the safer route. Resets back in towards B main. I really like Martinez's position here. This entire time, he, I was going to say, concedes the fact that if a player comes dark, then the bomb site would be compromised. But instead, based on Mopos' position, they're now worried about mid. They haven't cleared it. Martinez resets just as Afro slinks in. Is there a time in here for Mopos? Well, the gun barrel's been spotted, so he certainly knows what's up. And Afro can't quite hit the flick. Movistar Riders will hit double digits.
Whew, got a little bit close there. It all comes down to the timings. You can see how wary they were of mid there. Allows Afro to walk onto the site, but he can't quite hit that quick shot onto Mopos. If he had, that's potentially an opportunity for him to capitalize, but not to be. LDLC finally, they are slowed on down. No economy to purchase. You know what? I feel like Anubis, when it comes down to those like 2v1, 1v1, 2v2 kind of situations, I feel like it plays a bit like Mirage, where it's just so much space that anything can happen, and it makes it really exciting.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, look at this flash. That's perfect over the top. Sassol's got to be really careful. Davy G is here. It's a Tech 9 play. It's going to be a burst of pace. And look at this. Everyone's rotating over. That's a great HG.
They are decimated by Salsol. 3 kills for him, 1 for Martinez. It's just an absolute evisceration on A. 4 in the round for Salsol and 11 to the board for Movistar.
They're doing it. They are getting there, round by round, and that's what they've got to take it as. You can't look at the scoreboard in front of you. You can only focus on the here and now. Rebuy is here for LDLC. They've got utility as well, but it's a very telegraphed default, especially in towards dark. But weirdly enough, Movistar Riders are still being caught out by the same flash.
Who's coming through from mid? They were doing this on the CT side consistently, now trying it on the opposing side. So Afro going to be trying to peek on through, spots off Davy G and removes him on the jiggle. Afro's little trick here does pay out. And now look at all the space LDLC get in towards mid. Martinez is holding from deep in towards CT, and he can watch this entire cross here, so they don't have to worry too much about it. Now it does make Salsa a little bit under pressure. You can see immediately, look at this positioning from Movistar. They're putting 3 players in to retake mid.
Oh, missed shot. Sasso spotted. Now put on notice. And look at all this utility. It's flushing LDLC into the open, but all the bullets are doing significant damage on towards the Movistar defenders. They're still rotated over. There's 2 players on A, 2 in mid. It's a slowdown right now, and Brooksy's found Mopos.
Oh, Alex gets one back in response. A good kill to be finding, and also a second onto Brooksy. All 3 of these Movistar players have been wounded from these engagements, but look at the ground that they've been taking. Snobbling walks all the way back around towards B main. He's going to find nobody here at the moment, but the rotation is coming. A well-timed Molotov is going to force Martinez back, and he can't even stand in it to try and go for the peak. Such little HP, and the bomb is planted.
There's one Molotov that's about to be used, but apart from that, it's a HE. That's all the utility LDLC have to work with. No smokes, but there are kits available for Movistar.
That HE can take down any of these 3 players, though, so it's a very good bit of utility to have. Afro peering on up, wants to go for this fight, gets the first kill. Now looking to peek out towards long, and another goes his way. Snobbling deals for the 3rd, and LDLC get up onto map and series point.
That's really nice by Afro. He's being proactive and he's dictating the tempo of which he wants to fight in, picking the angles perfectly so he's only exposed from 1 point of contact at a time. And of course, he hits every single shot. New addition settling in very nicely to LDLC's ranks. In fact, he's nearly top of the scoreboard. Gravity just besting him by 1.
Yeah, great debut for Afro in this squad. I mean, it's to be expected, just given the experience he has and his form in the last year or so. Like, if he came through and wasn't up on the top of the leaderboard for LDLC, you'd be asking questions. But it's still very reassuring if you're a fan of French CS, and particularly in the lead up to that open qualifier to the major. You know that this move and the moves towards Falcons as well and Heat, these 3 teams are all making the money plays now because they all want to make it to the major. And this is really the proving ground to show that this decision to bring in Afro was the right one, and it seems to be panning out against Movistar.
Money moves for Movistar Riders as well. Double AWP. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The 3 players actually start over towards B. Davy G, oh, he might get caught out again by this AWP, being boosted over the smoke. Please don't peek that corner, Davy G. You'll be in for a rude awakening.
I think he's changed up intentionally and he's going to spot off Gravity in the process. Gravity swings on through, disrespecting the incendiary and disrespecting Davy G's head, and he is just accelerating. Taking space in towards A. It's 4 Salsol Forg with his secondary AWP, and now he's in such an awkward position. It's uncomfortable, and Amanek makes it even more so. Martinez and Alex, the only ones remaining, watching on as the A bomb site falls, and there's still a lurk player in Brooksy to come through into mid as well. It feels impossible. See Martinez sitting on back, swings on through, going for the no-scope. It's no-scope on no-scope, and Martinez just comes out ahead. Another one! Martinez, that is unbelievable. Every single shot he hits seems to be one, but it's only 3 kills he can find. And LDLC will take series.
What on earth was that from Martinez? How on earth does he find those no-scopes? Shot after shot. That second one was disgusting. Even the fact he plucks Afro out the sky. I mean, look, that's exciting for Movistar, right? Okay, look, you got to put it into perspective. The fact that he is now hitting these flashy shots, now being a more consistent force, that was a series that Movistar didn't win, but he put up really good numbers.
Yeah,
And